really excited to be able to show you around our Neutral Bay duplex project comprising of two 480 square metre, 4-storey luxury apartments. Let's go and have a look. So I'm here with Luke, who's one of our leading hand carpenters on this project. And Luke's been with us since 2019 and doing an amazing job here. He's been pretty much on the job since the start. And you know, it was exciting for Luke. I feel that you got the opportunity to get your crane operators and riggers certificate, which means that Luke's got an integral part on this job. And I'll be talking to Luke later about the benefits of the crane and how that's, what effect that's had on productivity on the job. But yeah, anyway, Luke's going to show me around today. And we're just going to start by just looking at a few of the plans. Site manager Matt's away today.
He is.
You've got the reins. What's happening today on the job?
Mate, we started bright and early, 6:30. We had gyprock, studs, FC sheeting for our eaves, which are about to be installed, I think tomorrow. So yeah, that was good. Knocked that out in about an hour, thanks to the crane, nice and quick.
Yeah.
I basically did it myself, so that was good.
Yeah.
The plumber's in as well, just sorting out some drainage for planters.
Yeah.
And we'll be filling in those soon for landscaping. And we've got the roofers up there today, just doing final flashings. And
so it would be watertight.
We'll be watertight,
from the top anyway, waiting on windows.
Yeah.
Tell us, you touched on the crane before. Tell us how important that's been in speeding up productivity on the job. Like how many hours a day do you reckon that's been utilised and, you know, takes away those manual handling tasks?
Mate, it's been incredible.
Yeah.
It's just it's almost like having someone there, but your timing with lifts and moving in material is like tenfold.
Yeah.
So much quicker.
Yeah.
Less stress, less sweat. It's all done nice and easy.
It's worth its weight in gold.
100%, mate.
Yeah, and safer.
Yep. I'm sure there are startup, expenses and all that, but once it, pays itself off as the day goes by.
Yep. And so we're trying to keep that here as long as we can at the moment. We'll have a look later. The crane's actually penetrating the roof, so we've run the roof sheets up each side, and so that'll stay up as long as we can. And then when the crane's gone, we'll just fill in that bit of roofing.
That's right.
So we've got about 4 weeks to go. It's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, let's go and have a look around the job. So we're standing in the back cave, Luke. Tell us a few of the features of the home. I know we've got some lifts going in. We've got some turntables in here. So give us some specifications on the project.
That's right. So what we're standing on right now is the turntable. We've protected it with a bit of sand and filtered out so the water drains nice and easy. We'll recover this at a later date so then we can fit it out.
So what does that mean for people who don't know what a turntable does? What does that mean for the people who are going to live here?
Happy days and easy living, mate. It's a tight driveway, but as they come in, they'll be able to park here, push the button, twist all the way back.
So they're facing forwards on the way out.
Hell of a lot safer and a lot easier.
That was my understanding. That was a council requirement.
There is a school just up the road, so it just makes sense, right?
Yeah, good. So in terms of construction methodology, we've obviously used heavy masonry. We've got reinforced core-filled concrete blocks and off-form slabs, suspended slabs. One thing that I wanted to show people is the construction methodology behind the walls. So let's go and have a look at that. So what you can see here is this beautiful Sydney sandstone here, and once the house was knocked over, 2,500 cubic metres of sandstone was removed from the site. So incredible amount of, I think it was 6 months roughly, Luke. So it's beautiful. You can see the moisture coming out of the wall here. That will always happen. So one of the ways we build these lower levels is we make sure we have a ventilated drainage cavity behind the wall. Traditionally, some of the plans that come across our desk is that the soil is piled up against these walls. So what that's doing is it's relying a lot on the waterproofing detail. Now, waterproofing like everything, has a lifespan. So once even a pinprick penetrates that membrane, this wall will become wet and you'll get moisture and damp and mould issues. So this drainage cavity is absolutely essential on any job we do that's subterranean. So as you can see, we've got at least 600 mil here, wide enough for people to walk up and down. It means that we can come in here and inspect that the drainage is operating. As you can see, we've got a number of sumps around the perimeter of the building, that the sediment and clay and dirt and grit that comes off here washes in here, and so these will have to be cleaned regularly. But it's a foolproof way of waterproofing the building, keeping it dry. As you can see, we've got concrete coming up, so this would have to get pretty seriously flooded for it to even get into the house. So yeah, one of the first things we did during excavation was excavated a big pit for a reinforced concrete block, which was designed by the engineer to carry this sucker. So this thing here has got these massive bolts holding it down, and that's our crane. So that was the first thing on the site, effectively, after the ground floor slab was in, and that's been used every level. It's been here for months. It's been fantastic. So I've just arrived on the mezzanine level, and in the original plans, this wasn't actually here, so this has been added in to the plans via a modification with council. So this would have effectively been the ceiling of the garage, so we thought, well, we've got all that height, we may as well put an extra room in. So we're starting to pick up some really nice glimpses of North Sydney. One of the features of the house is there's a lot of planting, so a lot of planter boxes that surround the house, so this is one of them. So this is going to look amazing when this is finished, and you've got some nice greenery out here to filter. You know, it's not so stark from the front, it just breaks up the streetscape. So Luke, we're standing in the kitchen and formal living, and we're going to have some nice large commercial grade sliding doors wrapping around here.
That's right.
That's going to be pretty cool.
Slider there, going into the backyard there as well.
Yep.
And then a fixed pane just in the end there.
Nice.
So be a really nice open space.
So one of the things I want to talk about quickly on the job that we've used is LVL, laminated veneer lumber, developed in the US in the 1980s. It's effectively a lot of small pieces of timber adhered together and compressed to form this really rigid, structurally sound timber framing. It resists shrinkage and twisting, and what's most important is quite uniformed in size. So a lot of the conventional timber stud framing is warped and bowed. So yes, it's a little bit more expensive. However, looking at the overall cost of the job, the benefits outweigh the cost. It's quicker, the carpenters love working with it, and you get this beautiful, rigid, straight, flat walls. So conventionally, the stuff was used for horizontal structural members, such as floor joist and rafters and window heads. However, we're starting to use it a lot more as timber stud framed walls. What we're effectively going to end up here with is 2 separate dwellings, class 1 dwellings. So what that means is that they're completely separated by this wall, which is called a party wall, and will effectively fire rate the 2 buildings independently. Just as an example of how good this LVL is good for timber framing, it's like if you can slide a level across the wall without it making any bumpy noises, it's pretty damn straight. The carpenters from Feature Build have done a terrific job, and also I'd like to thank Johnson Brothers Mitre 10 at Mona Vale for providing us the timber for this job. We're standing on the scaffold on virtually the top level of these apartments. To get the best performance out of a building, you need to make sure it's weather tight. So what we've got here is a lysate clip lock roof, which is designed, it's got concealed fixings designed for low pitch roofs. We've also got this beautiful 150mm half round gutter, which is very hydraulically ergonomic, so the water gets away, the leaves don't get caught, it's got good capacity. We'll just walk around the front here. We'll look at the fibre cement eave sheets that we're about to install. So one of the next jobs after the roof's on is to put the fibre cement eave sheets, and so the carpenters have done a fantastic job routering in a groove that the eave sheet will slot into, and that'll just nail up under here. Then we can start focusing on the wall cladding, which we'll address in another video. I think the secret sauce in any really good roofing job is the quality of the detailing of the flashings, because the roof is only good as its weakest point. So it's important that all these transition areas are flashed appropriately, and that's why having good experienced roofers on the job is important. Got the boys from ARC Metal Roofing, Scenic Coast lads, and they're great fellas, really top-notch tradesmen. They've worked on a lot of our projects. So you can see the appeal of this location. Got beautiful views of Sydney Harbour, the bridge. It's going to look amazing at night. And you've got this beautiful park directly opposite, so it's a terrific spot. So that was a walkthrough on our neutral bay duplex job. We'll be back here in a few weeks to give you an update on the project. If you're interested in doing any building or renovating, check out our new website, www.sydneybeachhomes.com.au. Thank you.